Good afternoon. Welcome to the QCIS channel. My name is Leon Jones, and what I'm doing here in the city, it's called Fountain City, Indiana. It's about 6 miles northwest of Richmond, Indiana, right along US 27, and I'm doing a field scope. And what we're going to do with this field scope, the designers are actually going to put it on their plans because they're going to do an overlay, which is a paving project. And on that paving project, what they want me to check for, and I have been doing it, I snapped some pictures, they want me to check for the utilities, like this is a power pole, this is a guy wire. They want me to check the condition of the road. They want me to check for signs. That's what I'm checking. They also want me to check for driveways. I want to make sure that everything is in good condition, because once the designers finish drawing up this project, they're going to send this project to NDOT, and they're going to look at it, and they're going to estimate the quantities needed to complete the project. Now, when I mean quantities are done in units of cubic yards if you're doing volume, square yards if you're doing area, or square feet, linear feet. But what I'm doing, I'm giving you all an idea of what it is to do a field scope project. So as I'm walking, I'm showing you different areas that I'm checking. I'm checking areas like the culverts. I'm checking the ADA ramps. These are ADA ramps, and these domes on top of the ADA ramps, they're called truncated domes. And if you are in a wheelchair or you're blind, they're primarily for the blind. When you're coming toward the street, of course you can hear, but those domes will give you an idea that you're near the street. Now, the truncated domes come in, here in Indiana, they're a little pink, but they're the same. I know in Pennsylvania, when I did ADA ramps, they were all in yellow. They're usually a square footage of 8 because they come in 2x4 mats. And what happens when you do the ADA ramps, you're checking for the percent grade. Now, there's a certain grade of 8.33 that has to be measured. Anything over, they get a TIF. A TIF is for a feasible study, and they get that looked at by, of course, NDOT. It's a technically infeasible study. As you see, I'm looking at many things out here on this field scope. I am looking at the grass. I am looking at the condition of the sidewalk. Again, this is Fountain City, Indiana, and there's some houses in the back. Let you look at what I'm seeing. Basically, what you're getting out here, you're getting a field scope. And it's good to be out here in the field while you're doing a field scope, because you actually see all the utilities, you see the condition of the pavement markings, you even see some of the houses out here. Now, you look at the condition of the sidewalk, it's very, very old. Eventually, it's going to need replacing. And you look at the condition of the pavement of some of these driveways, they're going to need some replacement. And the driveways look okay, the concrete portion, but the asphalt portion, there's cracks. And what they do with the cracks, and I'll show you as soon as this truck passes. What the cracks, there's sealant. That sealant holds the pavement together. Generally during the winter time, when it comes to pavement, it tends to contract, it cracks. Now during the summertime when it's hot, it expands. And what I'm showing you is what is needed to put together and keep the pavement together. The material. Again, this material is basically considered quantity for state projects. Now, the state of Indiana has specifications for what type of projects or what's needed for the different types of projects. Now, everything is basically the same. They have what we call the state specifications. Now, each project has its own project specification, but all of the material must be approved by central office in order to be used. So each vendor must have their material approved before it can be used on any construction site. Now again, what I'm doing a field scope, and I'm showing you different areas. Again, look at the pavement. You see all that tar. That tar is actually sealant. It seals the pavement together. Now, there's some bad parts of the pavement as well. Like this area. That's very bad. That's going to have to come out. They're going to have to do maybe a cut or a partial depth repair. Now here's the catch basin. These are very important because this is where your stormwater actually goes down the drain. And here's another stormwater drain right here. You have to have good water runoff because any puddling can cause problems, especially during the winter time if it snows. And here in Indiana, they do get a lot of snow. Now again, I'm out here doing a field scope on the road. I'm in a little small town. Some might call it a podunk town, nice podunk town, but it's good for me to get out here. And this is the first time I'm able to show an actual video. Now I'm out in the street looking at the condition of the line pavement here in the street, which twice a year NDOT paves their roads. Well, not paves their roads, they paint their roads. Now, when they pave their roads, of course, they're going to use temporary paint. And then once they put the surface top or the surface pavement on, they're going to put a final coat of paint on, and then the paint is going to be tested to make sure that it illuminates right. So, you know, in what I'm giving you is a field scope of what's done out here in the field, how important it is to be good with a field scope. Now, of course, you're going to see some orange lines. Those are utilities. Those are going to also be put on the map so the designer can see what utilities are in the area, because generally with road work, utilities, for the most part, have to be moved. Now, if you can help it, you don't have to move them at all. But for the most part, they like to move the utilities because when they're in the right of way, they can cause a conflict. Now again, it costs money to relocate utilities, but sometimes it has to be done. Now again, you're seeing an actual field scope here on US 27 in the city of Fountain City, Indiana. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Leon Jones. I work for HWC Engineering. I did work for the state, so I used to do this kind of work for the state. And what you're seeing is a field scope. A field scope of US 27 here in Fountain City, Indiana. So what I've just given you is an overview of the types of inspections that go on in the field. So that concludes this segment on field scope. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. If you're looking for some political content, you check out the 411 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube. Now, if you can't find the 411 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube or the QCIS channel, you can check both channels out on Twitter. Now, I'll go one step further when it comes to the QCIS channel, since it's professional. You can also find that channel on LinkedIn, and I will be doing more field scopes in the future, so look out for more videos to come. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to the QCIS channel, because here on the QCIS channel, what I'm giving you is a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful and gracious day.